I've been asked a couple of times why I bother with my personal brand, given that I work for a very good company. And I honestly get it when people ask me that question. You work for a good brand, you've built a good profile over the years. Of course, the opportunities should come to you without you asking. But, guys, this is real life and things don't happen the way we think they should. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you why it's important for you to build a personal brand, even if you have a great job or you work for a great company. So don't touch that dial, don't switch off, hear me out. I'm sure there's a lot that you can learn from what I'm about to say. The truth is that your company's brand can open a lot of doors for you. But if you're not leveraging it, then you're missing out on a huge opportunity to create a personal brand for yourself. And I'm going to be sharing with you why. The first time I got invited to speak at an event, I am very sure that I got that invitation on the strength of my company's brand. But guess what? After the speaking engagement was done and people started to walk up to me, I realized that they were interacting with me as a person, and no longer with my company's brand. And for me, that was really what made me understand. My company's brand is the stage, but my personal brand is the person that people keep interacting with after I step off that stage. Every project you work on, every time you step up to speak on a stage, every LinkedIn post you make under your company's banner is free PR for you if you're really intentional about it. Otherwise, what happens is your company gets the shine, and when you move on, you have to build from scratch. Think about that. So, why does this all matter? And what's really the importance of all of this building your personal brand? Let me tell you, careers are no longer linear. If I ask you now, how many of you have been with your company for 30 years? I'm sure many of us have been with our company for maybe 5 years, max 10 years. People move on from companies, people pivot in their careers, people change jobs, right? Nobody's staying donkey years with any company anymore. I've seen colleagues who we started our career together, and today they've moved into entrepreneurship. I've seen people who were in accounting, we started our careers together at KPMG, go on to do other things. For the people who already had a personal brand, every time they switched jobs or pivoted into something else, they didn't have to reintroduce themselves. People already knew them. I know two of my ex-colleagues at KPMG who rose to associate director levels and decided to do their own thing. Now, I don't know their personal story, but I know that it was easy to relate with them doing their personal stuff because I already identified them with that from their previous jobs. It was easy for the market to accept them. They didn't have to introduce themselves because we already knew their brand and what their brand stood for. So think about it. If you think that you're going to be in your company forever, think again. If you think that the job that you are currently doing now is what you're going to be doing for the next 10 years, think about it again. It may not be. You may decide down the line to do something else. And what's going to give that thing credibility is the personal brand you already built when you were at your previous job, right? So that's one of the reasons why building your personal brand is not a suggestion, it's a must. It's something that you have to commit to doing. Now, the second reason why it's important for you to build a personal brand is because the world is changing. I work in the tech sector, and in the last 3 to 5 years, I can tell you guys that it's been turbulent. There have been layoffs, redundancies, you know, technology consistently changes. New technologies are emerging that are taking jobs or reducing opportunities for people. So, if you think that, you know, whatever it is that you're doing now, you're going to be doing it forever, please have a rethink. I've seen people who on LinkedIn, right? They've worked at a certain company for maybe 10, 15 years. They've done an amazing job at this company. But guess what? The only time we hear about them, or the only time they make a post, is when they're announcing that they've been laid off their job. And it really makes me wonder, what have you been doing for the last 15 years? You've been doing all this great work and nobody knows. And we're only finding out that you've been doing this great job only after a layoff. I personally think it's not good enough that you wait till that time. Whereas for the person who has been building a brand who people already know, it becomes easy for them to get another opportunity. The two scenarios I've created here are stories of real people. One person has been building their personal brand even within their current employment. Another person has not been building their personal brand. Something happens, unexpected layoff happens, and the person who's been building their personal brand, they've created a network around themselves and they are now able to easily get another opportunity. I mean, what's the difference between these two people? Visibility and personal brand. So, if you're still following, let me know if you've seen this kind of scenarios, or if you've been in this scenario, even in your own personal job. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Finally, opportunities follow visibility. I don't know about you, but I've always wondered, every time you see the Forbes 40 under 40 list, top 100 career women in Nigeria, you see on the billboards, you see speaking engagements. Have you guys noticed that it's always the same people that are speaking in all these engagements? Why do you think so? It's because when people identify you with something, it's easy for you to come top of mind when an opportunity arises. Many times, those people that get featured on these lists, congrats to them, no hard feelings. Sometimes they are not even the best in their industry, but because people already know them, because they've built in public, it's easy for them to be identified with certain niches or certain areas. Whereas there's you, who is a master at your game, who is a badass at what you do, but you're hiding. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. And how are they going to know you if you keep hiding? That's exactly why you need to build a personal brand. That's exactly why, as a career professional, you can't just rely on your job title. You need to step out and start speaking, start showing up, start speaking about what you do, so that when they're thinking about the top leaders in your industry, your name can feature. It's as simple as that. Now, I know a worry that might be on your mind, and I also had this worry as well. If I start building my personal brand, won't my company think I'm competing with them? Won't my boss think I'm unserious, or like I'm not busy at my job? I mean, someone has actually asked me, like, you must really have time on your hands. But I'm recording this on a Sunday afternoon, and it has nothing to do with my job. But guess what? When you share relatable content, when you make posts on LinkedIn, when you speak at engagements, you are also giving some PR to your company. I work in tech. I work with a Fortune 500 or maybe Fortune 50 company actually. There is no way in the world that I could ever compete with my company's brand. First of all, I don't even have the money or the clout to compete with my company's brand. But showing up in the way that I show up also makes me a good ambassador of my company. It makes people identify with what my company does and how I contribute to making sure that my company's mission is actually accomplished. So think about it differently. You showing up, you speaking at engagements, you sharing your thoughts on industry topics, or even sharing about projects you've done and work you've done at your company is not you competing with your company's brand. It's actually amplifying the work that your company is doing and at the same time giving your voice an opportunity to be heard in your industry. And for me, that's actually a win win. I remember when I shared about an AI agent that I was building. You guys, my DMs, my LinkedIn DMs, like got flooded. People were asking questions because I'm sure people must have heard AI agents, and they never knew it was that easy or that my company even had tools that they could easily use to build that. But when I shared about that, it sparked interest, it sparked questions, and people started to try these things out. So in my mind, it's a win-win. I share my expertise, my company's product gets known, both of us build I build visibility, and my company's mission gets accomplished. I think honestly, no losers here. So here's the takeaway. Your company's brand is a launchpad. It's not a shield. Use the experience, use the visibility, use the credibility that you gain while working there to build a personal brand for yourself that stands on its own. So why is this really important? I know I've said a lot earlier in this video, but let me tell you why this is important once again. One day you may decide to change your job title. You may decide to pivot elsewhere. You may decide to even leave 9 to 5 completely and do your own entrepreneurial gig. You want the networks and the brand that you've built and all the opportunities that come with it. You want it to follow you into wherever you're going, into whatever next you decide to do. So tell me, would you now consider building your own personal brand? If you enjoyed this video, then you should watch my video. I'm going to link it somewhere here. You should watch this video where I talk exactly about how you can use your company's brand to build your personal brand. Thanks again for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.